My vision is a country, is a Nigeria that has an efficient and effective democracy, in which the people have a say in who governs them, in which there is food for everyone, in which there is good and efficient health care and education, at least a basic education for everyone in this country, and one in which women, are empowered and have a stake and a say in what, in the decisions that affect their lives.
Nigeria, a big contrast of a country, almost equally divided between the urban and rural areas. With over 160 million in population, Nigeria is known as the giant of Africa. Available statistics say almost 70 million in Nigeria go to bed hungry every day. Many more in millions earn extremely low income, which is unacceptable by global standards.
We have one of the largest acreage, arable land, in West Africa. Yet we import food, and our farmers, hardly get anything for what it is that they produce. So, and quite a huge percentage of people still live under the $1 a day mark. So even though we are a rich country, we face exactly the same problems that much poorer countries, face. But Nigeria's situation is made slightly worse because of our huge population and what the implications are for our underdevelopment for the region and for our development.
This has prompted the need for an aggressive and sustained fight against poverty. Thus, the need for organizations with the capacity to make change happen. One of such organizations is OXFAM.
OXFAM is a non-profit organization. It is an organization whose aim is to eradicate poverty in the world. I know that it's an ambitious aim, but it is one that we like to aspire to, because we do believe that it is possible to eliminate poverty.
With a strong commitment to changing the lives of the poor and vulnerable, there is belief that change is possible.
Our primary focus is poor people, but also we do not only work with poor people. We work also with those in power and the different agencies that maintain, perpetuate inequality and exclusion.
We believe that making food available around the world is the most important way of ensuring that poverty, is ended.
The whole OXFAM movement came about because people in several countries feel that poverty is not only a lack of resources, it's a lack of opportunities.
Farming in Nigeria's rural areas are done by small-scale farmers, which consist of mostly women, children, and the elderly. They produce up to 70% of the food consumed by majority of the population. However, this group has continuously been ignored in the policy-making process by government. Through OXFAM, they are now trained on how to use proper and effective modern farming techniques to boost farm yields.
For the farmers that we have worked with and that we are working with, they are seeing better income for their produce.
My yield now is 100% better than what I was getting before. Before the coming of this program, we were farming not up to 4,000 yam in a year. But now we can manage up to 13,000 heaps of yam in a year. Granite up to by those years we are getting 3 bags in a year. But now we can get granite 20-30 bags in a year, depending on how the yield of the crop in that very year. So in fact, it has now improved than before.
Farmers like Susan Godwin were not only trained on how to farm, but were taught how to rely on multiple streams of income and basic accounting principles.
Even this machine, it was through this training I was able to start this machine business. If to say there was no this training, maybe I wouldn't have come to the knowledge of how to do another business apart from farming.
Another notable strategy by OXFAM is helping rural farmers access market for their produce. This, they say, is key to the overall farming process.
By bringing the farmers, in contact to the end users, we're making sure that their, economic power, is improved, and also the quality and quantity of their farming gets much better.
These initiatives have been possible through the use of local partners who are Nigerians. They describe OXFAM's strategy as a success.
Excellent will be my word. The key word there is excellent, because for us as an individual organization, it has really pulled our capacity up. That's one. Number two, for our beneficiaries, for our members, it has also exposed them to issues of poverty reduction. Three, for the government, many things that the government could not have done, support from OXFAM has really brought this to the fore. Four is that if you look at many areas that government may not have funding or may be, docile about, may be passive, activations from the funding from OXFAM has really called them back to duty. So you can say in all ramifications boldly that the interventions of OXFAM in Nigeria has been so excellent. And one thing that makes it so marvelous is that it is poverty oriented.
It is important to appreciate the fact that though an international organization, they will be able to key into the local challenges and support local groups to achieve local results. That for us is key.
The National Association of Nigerian Traders further commends OXFAM's aggressive approach to transforming the lives of the poor, saying it should be commended.
It goes down to the rural communities. They work to make sure that the vulnerable, the women, the physically challenged, these people are the key. And for them, issues like HIV/AIDS are cross-cutting, gender cross-cutting, and that brings, limelight to their interventions. So it has been very, very wonderful.
Another notable partner, CISLAC, thinks OXFAM's engagement with local partners is a blueprint that should be followed by other organizations.
They bring their own experience, their competence to bear, and we look at it together and they say, yes, this is the way you think we should go, and we agree with you, we want to go along with it. So they give you all the institutional, all the financial, and even the intellectual support.
While its programs and initiatives continue to impact on poor Nigerians, however, there is notable change ongoing within OXFAM.
OXFAM is a confederation of 17 affiliates. And it's in 2008 that our executive directors took the decision to move towards a single management structure. What does it mean? It means that in any country where you have more than one OXFAM, these OXFAMs have to work towards one single strategy for the country.
Decided that the best thing to do will be to, to have all the OXFAMs working in a country come under one roof and under a single management structure. And that is what we're doing in Nigeria, to make sure that we now have one OXFAM, one country director, joint programs, joint implementation, and joint monitoring and evaluation of our programs.
By pooling the resources of two OXFAMs into one OXFAM, we can make better programs, larger scale programs, and also strengthen the way we work with the communities we serve.
OXFAM officials assure that this consolidation of its different affiliates will be conflict-free and help proper coordination.
SMS makes us have one single strategy for the country, and all OXFAMs working in this country deliver to that strategy under the leadership of one of the OXFAMs, one of those OXFAMs, which will be the managing OXFAM, and the other OXFAMs will be implementing OXFAMs.
Also, expectations are high among local partners. They think this change will benefit their partnership with OXFAM.
There may be one or two differences here in terms of policies on how to reach out to partners and the level and magnitude of support that is given. But what we believe that this blend is going to bring about a synthesis of all the values, the mutual ones shared, and there's going to be at some point an interface where, as within the spirit with which they work with partners comes up, they consult, they discuss. Ultimately, the best of the values of all the OXFAMs are going to come to the fore, and they are going to be what is brought to bear in relating with partners and in trying to bring development to our people.
I want to believe that this is going to be beneficial. Why am I saying this? The more, the merrier. If you put your resources in a bigger basket together, it services more people. It goes a long way to touch more people. That's one. Secondly, is the fact that when they come together, I am of the thinking that it will also help them to reason together and to move together towards the channel of a goal. And that goal of OXFAM is poverty reduction.
And are positive about its benefits.
The advantages are going to be, outweighing the whatever challenges that we might be seeing. The only challenges could be teething, could be just momentary, ephemeral for the time being. Coming together means more funds. In a nutshell, it means putting more resources together. And if you put more resources together, it means also you discharge more people from poverty.
We think that they call it the SMS, the single management structure, is a good idea because, again, as an organization that is into development, they're also trying to see how they can leverage competence, leverage presence, and also manage resources in such a way that they get value for money and ensure that those who are based and have what it takes to do work in a particular place are supported by the other OXFAMs to achieve their result.
While OXFAM promises to continue its programs through its new identity, not as OXFAM Great Britain or OXFAM Novib, but as OXFAM in Nigeria, it calls on Nigerians to come join its cause. Join
the OXFAM movement in Nigeria, join our campaigns, because we need all the citizens of Nigeria to work to fight injustice and poverty in Nigeria. So join our Grow campaign and join our future female election campaign. So join us.